episode of It Came From a Basement. I'm Dean, he, him.
I'm Dan, he, him.
I'm Roxy, she, her.
And this week we are watching the movie Glass Trap. 2005.
Whoa.
Directed by Fred Olen Ray, credited as Ed Raymond. Fred Olen Ray is a prolific schlock horror kind of low budget guy. I think he funded Tarantino doing like a student film, I think.
Oh, nice.
I think he was like one of his first forays into making movies was like partnering up with a young Tarantino.
That's kind of...
Is he like a DTV guy? Like he's a direct to...
Yeah.
That's what this is, I think, right?
Yes.
That's what this felt like.
This is, for sure.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like a sci-fi... It feels like a sci-fi original from like 2003.
I think it was just direct to home release.
Gotcha.
On this one. So this movie is Glass Trap. I guess we're just going to get right into it today. I mean, this one's going to be...
I do have one question right off the top of the bat. What's the glass trap?
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
Is this the overarching question that we will try to
What's
consider?
what's the glass trap? So a New York City cop travels to Los Angeles to reconcile with his wife.
Should we say what our show is?
What?
Like It Came From a Basement? This is what we do every week, or no?
No.
Fucking piece of shit.
Okay.
Did you...
No, I didn't hear what he said.
Well,
God damn it. My good joke.
Go ahead. Do it again.
I was just trying to review, like, do a summary of Glass Trap. But no, go ahead and... What's our show?
I don't know.
Well, we watch movies every week from the binder.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. A couple episodes into this one.
Yeah, we are.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 4th disc.
How you feeling about the binder?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know how it feels about me.
The binder's really kind of throwing stuff at us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It got us. It hooked us. Number 1, and then it like...
It hooked us with the first one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kind of confused us with the second one, and now we're like,
that's what a taste of what it is.
That's what I thought this was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm getting into the meat.
Yeah. A little queasy.
It's kind of getting into my meat, too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That sounds weird. I don't like... Dean, what's this movie about?
A New York City cop travels to Los Angeles to reconcile with his wife, but learns she's been taken hostage by some terrorists in a skyscraper. Oh, wait, that's not this movie at all, is it?
Oh, my God.
Boom goes the dynamite.
It's a boring Saturday is interrupted when giant ants appear and wreak havoc upon an unsuspecting building, is what I actually have for my synopsis of this movie.
Wait, this
that I
isn't
wrote.
Die Hard?
No, it's not Die Hard. It's Die Hard with ants. Maybe.
They live among us.
You see Miguel? No? Oh, man.
They feed on anything they can find.
How about Charlie? You seen Charlie?
And they're growing out of control. Now they're ready for business,
Why don't you shoot those trees right over there by the window?
with some trying to get ahead.
Working the weekend, Miss Highsmith?
What's my motto, Sharon?
If you don't come to work on Saturday, don't bother coming in on Sunday.
Some to get a shot.
I am Bob. We're here for the shoot. On the roof?
And others just to get a paycheck.
If you work hard, you just might someday pick up one of these.
For these weekend workers,
Sorry, I didn't know anybody was here.
the hardest job they'll have
Sharon, where the hell are you?
is staying alive.
Screw you, Jiminy Cricket.
Die Hard, you ants.
Die Hard, you ants.
Wow. That's not a bad alternate title, right?
Yeah.
Ants die hard. No, they don't. They die easy as fuck in this movie. They're just shredding them like they made out of tissue paper.
If this was on Sci-Fi, the name would be Die Hard, You Ants, I think.
Yeah, Die Hard, you ants is a pretty good one. Alright, this movie, so... I mean, I just described the whole thing.
It's the most straightforward one we've watched.
This is the simplest movie. Like, I don't have a lot of in detail synopsis for you this time because...
You got it already.
You got it. There is an outbreak of giant ants. Well, when we say giant, we mean like...
Kind of big.
Kind of... I mean like big.
They're big for ants.
But they're like small
Dog
size.
size?
Yeah.
They're like medium dog size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of them. There's at least a dozen or so ants.
That's a lot of ants.
That's a lot of ants.
And that's not. Because usually there's like hundreds of them.
And these ants are infesting this building, like this empty sort of office building on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And all of our protagonists are sort of trying to get out in a really let's do set pieces way possible.
I swear the one dude does not want to get out because he goes the wrong way.
He goes up.
Of two choices to leave, he chooses the one that gets you not out.
Everyone goes.
So that's an interesting.
I mean, they do get out that way, though.
Yeah. Spoilers, Roxy.
Whoa, holy shit.
Oh my god, did people get out of the building alive at some point?
You're right. If they just went down, then the movie would be over in, 35 minutes as opposed to whatever the fuck.
I don't know if I just... There's a version of this movie I would really like, is if literally they just kept getting fed into like the one same place, like the generator, and they just kept getting killed by ants. And the end of the movie is they're all dead because they all went to this generator and the ants just killed them all.
Yeah, because the generator is where the most kills happen, I think.
Why? Do ants like electricity?
In this movie, they do.
You're nodding, Dan. Is this a thing?
Ants love it.
Yeah? Are they like, do they feed on it?
Ants love the electro juice.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Damn. That's why I dropped out of physics.
Yeah, well.
What's the abdomen of the ant?
Thorax?
They sing the thorax electric. Thank you. Thank you for helping me with that joke.
I don't know what that means.
It's just good. It's good.
It's a good joke.
They sing the thorax electric.
Jesus Christ.
So let's go into this cast.
Okay.
It's not a beefy cast, but we have...
Oh, are you sure?
There's two beefs in it. We have C. Thomas Howell.
Two beef animals. Do you hear about that?
Two beef animals?
Who was it? A congressman or something talking about the Green Deal is going to get rid of all of our cows.
Wasn't it Ted Cruz?
And beef? No, someone else. This was I don't remember his name. He's some idiot.
But
he said like they're going to get rid of all the cows, all the beef animals.
Cows
and the beef.
I don't know if he's a congressman or if he was just someone in the crowd, but there was a mic in his face and he said the word beef animals. Like this could be anything other than a fucking cow.
So C. Thomas Howell stars in this film as Curtis. C. Thomas Howell, known as Ponyboy from The Outsiders.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's
didn't know that.
Ponyboy. It's like a star-studded cast in that movie, and C. Thomas Howell is like the
He
protagonist.
had a promising career ahead of him when he was a kid, right?
Yeah,
He was in E.T.
And then he did that movie where he did blackface.
Oh.
Which one was that?
Soul Man.
Oh, so, okay, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Wait,
Soul Man.
The Coppola version of Coppola.
Coppola? Yeah.
Of
like The Outsiders.
Okay.
Like The Outsiders.
I didn't know that.
He was in E.T.
He was in
He was in
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, he was.
I don't know why, but the first time I saw him, I just got the really heavy impression that he could be in Scrubs, and I don't know why.
It's the do-rag.
Is it the do-rag?
It's the bandana,
He
yeah.
looks like he could be the janitor in Scrubs.
Because he looks like, not the janitor, he looks like the guy who wears the do-rag from Scrubs.
I've never seen Scrubs.
Oh, what?
Then why are you saying he could be in Scrubs?
Because my impression of Scrubs, he could be in it. I don't know.
I mean, there is a character, yeah, I mean...
Is there a character?
Yeah, there's a doctor that, like, wears, like, a do-rag.
Blow my mind. My subconscious is just like, it looks like the do-rag.
it's just your mental projection of what Scrubs is.
Yeah, and apparently I'm right, because, like, he could be.
I'm just gonna rattle off a few names.
Who's in this movie?
Siri Baruch as Sharon, Stella Stevens as Joan Highsmith, Brent Huff as Dennis, Andrew Prine as Sheriff Ed, Chick Venera as Paolo, and Martin Cove as Corrigan. Martin Cove is the guy from The Karate Kid. He's the Cobra Kai instructor, I believe.
Oh.
He's like... Yeah, he's like... He's his claim to fame is Karate Kid stuff.
And Glass Trap.
And Glass Trap. He's also gonna be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Nuh-uh, really?
Fuck off.
Yeah, he's like in the cast of that movie as someone.
It's whatever the director doing him a favor. For
Yeah,
like, hey Tarantino, listen, I got this dude.
He's gonna be in it some. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be prominent role.
That's
Can
rad.
you imagine if he's like the main guy? That'd be amazing.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing, right?
Not DiCaprio.
Everyone is in this movie, so it's not crazy. But
Um,
we got Peter Spellos as Howard Brunell, Whitney Sloan as Carly, John Clement as Jack Warner, and Ron Harper as Henry Hank Conlon.
you started getting into characters that I didn't recognize.
I don't remember most of these characters' names.
I remember a good amount of them, but not
Joan, Sharon, Curtis,
yeah,
Paolo, Corrigan.
I know their names, and that's...
Elizabeth is the
What?
Oh, I didn't even read Elizabeth. Tracy Brooks Swope as Elizabeth.
Who's Elizabeth?
The FBI.
Oh.
No, not the FBI.
USDA.
The USDA agent.
Yeah, used to be FBI.
Formerly FBI.
Why'd you leave the FBI?
We'll find out why she left the FBI.
Because she sucks. It's because she's a woman, and this movie hates women.
It kind of does. I mean, yeah.
No, it does.
It kind of does.
Listen, the only women in this movie are love interests, comic relief,
old ladies, like annoying old ladies.
She's a comic relief, and or related to to a character. They don't have any backstory. Who the fuck is Sharon? Tell me about Sharon.
Is the assistant.
No, tell me about her.
Without describing her
job or her
appearance.
Yeah.
She is attracted to
janitors.
She will do anything for her boss.
Yeah.
Okay. She's incredibly loyal. She's sort of shy.
Is she?
But also...
I just don't... We know about...
I don't...
We know the janitor stole cars. We know... I don't know anything about... whatever.
The old guy was an ex-boxer.
Yeah! He's an ex-boxer. Why do we know that, but not like the fucking main actress?
And then there's models who were on the cover of Italy Vogue.
Okay. Anyway, please.
Voguely.
At a nursery in California.
A plant
nursery.
Gotta specify.
Yeah, plant nursery in California. A kid gets killed by an unseen skittering creature behind some trees and potted plants.
Do you see how that could have been confusing if you just led with regular nursery?
Yeah, kind of.
Infanticide in this
movie. Just like a baby
nursery
gets infected. The opening credits happen, and then they stop.
Fuck off.
And then they happen again.
Yeah, they do. They do that.
They don't keep... Okay, that's okay. I mentioned this... I think we mentioned this...
It's okay to do in editing, but it's not okay to stop the flow of the opening credits for... Like,
because it's not like they keep cutting between scenes and credits, scene, like footage. It's just like two blocks.
Yeah, it's credits, a scene happens, and then the rest of the credits, which were longer than the first time.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
Included ice cubes.
Yeah, so there's these falling colored cubes.
They look like it's just raining ice cubes out of a fridge.
What is it?
It's a glass trap.
Are they the glass traps?
Because nothing else is.
Yeah. The only thing those could be is little tiny glass traps.
Now, if this movie was called...
Are they sugar cubes? It's about ants.
No, because they're just transparent.
What if it's... Okay, yeah, you got me.
If this movie was called Gas Trap, I'd be on board.
What else?
With the ice cubes?
No, I'm just saying the title.
Can we just listen? I feel like this is a good chance to just spitball alternate titles. It'll be way better than Glass Trap. Anthill.
That wouldn't be bad.
They say it in the movie too. They're building an anthill.
The Coming of Corrigan.
Could this be a Corrigan origin movie?
Yes, for
the Corrigan cinematic universe.
Yeah, why not? Can he just? I want him to show up in most movies and stand like a dickhead on a car door and solve the problem.
What department is he from?
I think is he USDA?
He's USDA.
He's USDA.
Yes.
I thought he was CIA.
No, he's not the CIA.
He might be. I don't know. I know the woman was his superior officer.
And she's...
and he was taking the lead on the thing.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you, you're a woman. I'm gonna...
That sucks.
Yeah.
This movie hates women.
I hope he's USDA. I love the idea of a guy walking around pretending he's the biggest swinging dick in a room, chomping on cigars, the USDA field agent. Ooh.
So this kid gets killed by a critter, he gets attacked. You don't see the death, but there is a blood splatter, and then the footage gets blurry.
Yeah.
Every time blood splatters.
Every time blood smacks a wall, they have to do some stupid, fadey weirdness, and it sucks.
So the proprietor of the nursery starts looking for two missing kids, Miguel and Charlie.
They're like workers, right? They're not children running around.
Yeah, they're like teen.
Work for them.
Yeah, they're workers.
Yeah, I hated that because it literally, you see the dude die, Miguel. I think you see Miguel die, and then the next scene is him looking for both of them, but he doesn't tell the audience that. He just starts saying Miguel, Charlie.
Yeah, we don't really know who those are, but
but put it together. But it's not.
I understand, but I just felt like there were a line two people. Charlie.
Where are those two?
Just like, yeah, it just felt like it was just already, you're supposed to already know two people.
Or maybe only show none of the... Yeah, maybe it's because they only showed one kill.
That's it. That's reason.
I think that's more of the issue.
Yeah.
Is that we were shown one kill and two people.
All they had to do was put another block of scene in the credits and just show the other guy got killed.
Yeah. Yeah, another block in the credits.
There you go. I solved it, asshole.
That would have been good.
Could you guys read the credits?
No. The font was...
intelligible.
Well, the font was a mix between, like... Just, like, select a normal font, and then the next font where the names were like... It looked to me like the Grand Theft Auto wasted font.
Yeah.
But for a whole... But worse.
Yeah.
And, like, O's and D's were indistinguishable from each other. It was all squares.
Yeah, and then it looked like they flicked paint at it, too, so you have, like, this weird splatter effect. Like, it's... They just didn't want you to know who worked on this, I think.
Yeah,
It's in their contracts. They can't. You can't know.
They have to. Yeah, they have to put their name on it because it's probably like a guild rule. But they're like, "Fuck, we don't want anyone to know to read it."
Yeah, it wasn't us. So the proprietor is looking for the kids, and he loads up.
You say kids? They're just workers.
Yeah, they're workers.
Okay. I just want
to.
We're audio. You know.
I know.
For people who haven't seen this,
they're
probably
teens. They're workers.
Yes. Very, very, very specifically undocumented immigrants. They make reference to that a couple times.
Do they?
Yeah, like the sheriff comes by and looking for them, and he's like, oh, where does he live? You know, he's like, oh, so he just kind of wanders around. Yeah, it's like, well, can I talk to him? Listen, you can't just be talking to all my workers here. It's like, God.
So a truck starts driving off with some plants that they've loaded up into this trunk as like a delivery. So that sort of kicks off the plot, I believe. So let's just move on, because I think we've spent quite some time talking about this nursery. And not much else happens in this movie. Let's keep going. Alright, so... Oh, gosh. The building that they get to, it's this big sort of office building in the middle of this California town. There's a parking garage that has a generator in it at some point. There's the lobby, there's offices, generic offices, and then there's a roof. That's the only places that I think we need to keep track of.
There's like an outdoor area too that they go to.
Yeah, like a little courtyard.
Yeah, like a little courtyard.
Let's just, instead of going in order, because it doesn't matter, let's just all describe each set of characters that come into the building.
I like this.
Oh, okay.
All right. So there's the security guards that are there.
Yes.
There's like one or two security guards that are there.
Is it one? Is it one?
Is
guard?
it just the one?
I think
front
it's one guard, and then there's the two. Like, there's the maintenance guy who's in charge of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maintenance guy, janitor, played by C. Thomas Howell.
Uncle Hank.
Uncle Hank is the maintenance guy. He's the uncle of
of C. Thomas Howell.
Curtis character, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the security guy.
Yeah.
They're there to begin with.
Yes.
Then Sharon, the assistant, and the magazine era of, what is it? Is it...
Hooray.
Hooray magazine.
Hooray. We want stars. We want new stars. We want new hot stars.
Joan Highsmith and her assistant Sharon arrive on a Saturday because...
If you don't come into work...
Keep going.
If you don't come into work on Saturday, why bother coming in on Sunday?
Yeah, that's Joan's work motto.
Yeah, I'm still trying to unpack that.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all.
If we get into it, it's going to be an angry, screaming mess from me for about 20
Also
minutes.
showing up is, I don't remember his name, and Carly, the daughter.
So the Thomas Hayden Church looking guy?
Thomas Hayden Church, do we want to just rattle off a few of these golden...
What's the first one? Thomas Hayden Church looks like he eating drywall, motherfucker.
Looks like he's eating drywall. He's Thomas Hayden Church. If Thomas Hayden Church had a baby with eggshell white, the color, is also one of my favorite ones. Yeah, so it's Thomas Hayden Church alike and his daughter. And she just wants to spend the day with him. But he's a workaholic, so he's got to come in to do something at the office.
You get the sense that they're like the dad's separated from the mom.
Yeah.
So it's like the only day of the week she gets to see him.
Yeah. And she just wants to hang out, so he buys her a boombox.
Because this is what, 98 or something?
With the worst song imaginable
With like
inside of it.
A heavy metal riff that's 2 notes.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember it?
I don't remember the music here.
It sounds like it's being beamed straight from hell.
Yeah.
It's not human.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But he is there to do some business. And this is where we sort of all come together.
You're missing a couple people.
I am missing a couple
You're missing
more
a
people.
couple people. So, a dude who comes in briefly is the guy, the driver from the
driver.
the nursery. He is gone like immediately.
He gets killed by some goop.
Whatever.
Yeah, we get our first goop right here in the beginning.
Yeah,
I was happy.
This movie does have a goop grade. We'll get to it.
Yeah. But if you get that goop in early, I'm kind of already on board.
Yeah, there was some goop.
If you're gooping me already, I'm in.
It's like, what did I say earlier? It's like some dude just got broken up with, and he's just expelling his stockpile of Vaseline.
Yeah. It's like, well, I'm not going to use this KY anytime.
Yeah, KY.
soon.
That's what it was.
Just drop it all over the place.
That's what the goop looks like.
But it's still, look, goop is goop.
I guess goop is goop.
You're not going to make me angry.
There's also Paulo, the photographer. His two models. The photographer. There's 2 models, and then the dude who travels with them, who never gets an introduction, who is never spoken to, who is never referenced. He's just in
the bodyguard, right?
I don't know. He doesn't introduce him.
Photo assistant.
He doesn't introduce him. He's just there. He's like in the shot every time they're there.
So
I didn't notice him until like the movie was almost over.
One of my favorite lines in this movie is the security guard is investigating the plants because I think he sees like some goop or like a weird noise coming from the plants, and he goes and investigates the plants and he leans in and he gets scared by Paulo, and he's like and he turns around and he's like, I am Paulo here, and he goes, Jesus Christ, and Paulo goes, close, I'm Paulo. And it's like, holy shit. Like, that's a good one for some reason. But then the character is awful after that.
Yeah.
Like, that's his first line.
They're all awful.
And he's sort of this old school, I'm an Italiano photographer. Taking the pictures of the ladies. And then he takes the pictures of the ladies.
We can get to that later.
Yeah, you don't see him.
He's like, I have to go up to the roof. Give me the access to the roof so I can do the photo shoot. And he does this really bad, stereotypical Italian accent.
Yeah, it's rough.
So they're all in the building.
They are all in the building.
They come in at different times.
Yeah, it's not all that.
Meanwhile, the plants get there.
Yeah.
And then the driver dies, and then from ants. Possibly the ants are being very sneaky.
This is the thing that I have the hardest time. So this movie, whatever, it is what it is. But the fact that the conceit of this film is big ants. They're gonna kill you, big ants, and then the ants are able to hide in really small like the fact that. To me, it's crazy. The conceit is big ants, but boy, are they able to hide in small spaces.
Well, they're transported in these maybe 6 or 7 potted plants. Yeah. I mean, they're tall like trees, but they still have like little pots.
The base is like it's a medium-sized pot you'd put out somewhere.
The plants themselves are about almost as big as the ants are later on.
Yeah.
So there is
Do they grow? Like,
that's my question.
But then how did they kill Miguel?
Yeah.
They licked him clean.
Yeah. Yeah, like he is melted.
Yeah.
And like
yeah, I used the word melted.
Yeah, so I don't understand. They're already big. The movie sets them up as already being big, but then they hide in the plants somehow, and it shows you the plants. You can see through the plants.
People are inches away from these plants investigating, and you're telling me they can't find. And how many ants are here? Like, there's 40 ants throughout the whole movie, but
they're in 7 plants that are as big as them.
Like, are all 90 of them trucked over? What? I just don't. I mean,
it's unclear.
And these are they're only in those plants because they're in the nursery in the beginning, and then they're in the building. They're nowhere else.
Mm-hmm. Is this the glass trap?
What?
This quagmire we're in. Is the glass trap a metaphysical? How many ants? Where are they coming?
They knew that anyone watching this would be so baffled.
The film itself is the glass trap. Like, you get caught in a mental kind of trap.
Yes, this right here that we are experiencing is the glass trap.
I'm gonna be honest. If that was what happened, if this fucking filmmaker decided to make a movie so befuddling that you would be trapped in a glass trap of your own, I'll empty my bank account right now and give it to him, because like
he probably needs it.
Yeah, honestly,
bravo.
Because that's genius, right? That's like the best meta fucking bullshit I've ever seen done in a movie.
Fucking Jonathan Blow shit.
Yeah, fucking Jonathan Blow. That's not in to get Jonathan fucking Blow.
We'll get into Jonathan fucking Blow at some point.
He's a game developer. Did The Witness and
The Witness.
Braid, right?
Yeah.
Good games. He's a smarmy, stuck up piece of shit, though, right?
Well, we'll get into him.
Hey, Jonathan, if you're listening.
Hi, Jonathan Blow.
Love your games.
Great games.
I never played them, so.
The Witness is awesome. I genuinely like The Witness. Anyway. So there's a couple of things that we could take in order, because this movie doesn't really matter the order that things happen in up until a point.
I still, I do. I mean, it does kind of progress linearly in a plot
It
way.
sort of does, but like there's a couple things happening in different places that don't really all necessarily.
Okay.
So should we do the nursery stuff, because that kind of gets wrapped up pretty soon anyway, or should we just stay with the building?
Let's stay with the building for a bit. I vote building.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the building, the janitor, C. Thomas Howell,
yes,
and Sharon, the assistant, lock eyes almost instantly when they when Sharon arrives at the building. Googly eyes for each other. And he's squelching his mop.
Yeah,
in like this nasty.
It never sounds like he's moving water around. It always sounds like he just dipped his mop in a giant jar of jelly, and it's just.
He's mixing that mac and cheese up.
Yeah,
his
he
janitor
really is.
pale mac
His
and
mop.
cheese.
That sounds like that's how good pussy sounds.
And they bop heads trying to pick something up off the floor. I think it's a cigarette. Yeah, they because Joan throws a cigarette on the ground because she's
like an uppity
corporate woman. And they bop heads, and they're like, "Oh, maybe something's gonna happen." And she's like, gets on the elevator and looks at him, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm just a janitor," and then sort of leaves. That's really it. He goes up to clean some carpeted rooms. Like he goes to start mopping some rooms with carpet in them.
He's got his mop set up, and every room is carpeted. I love this.
And then he also meets up with Dad.
Uncle.
No.
Dad.
Thomas Hayden Lurch.
Yeah.
Who is sneaking into the building to do corporate espionage.
Why? I don't know.
Wait. Because should we talk about how they meet again? Do we need to talk about that? How they meet again? Because he gets conked by
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
But doesn't he meet? He goes upstairs and has the weird, awkward meeting again in their office. Right?
Yeah, that's sort of.
I don't know if we need to go over that
He meets Sharon a second time.
Yeah, it's literally
that's
nothing.
it.
Yeah.
I just think that scene to me is great because he walks in to clean and they look at him because Sharon and what's the woman's name?
Joan.
Joan are like they look at him like he just walked in on them fucking. And then he's
but
like,
they're just doing work,
sorry.
Right?
Yeah, they're just standing there talking about business. And then he leaves, and they literally talk to him like he just, committed malfeasance. He came in to clean! It's a Saturday! They look at him, he apologizes 8 times in that scene. I love it.
I mean, Joan looks at him, because Joan's like a
But Sharon comes out. He's leaving. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta go. And he goes out in the hallway, and she comes out, and he's like, I'm real sorry. He's like, it's fine. He apologizes 3 times.
I feel like you gotta read that. You gotta say that one.
All right.
So he goes. Okay. So C. Thomas Howell goes up to clean another office, where he walks in on.
Well, he doesn't.
Thomas Hayden Lunch.
Yeah.
And
wait, I don't think he does. I think Thomas, whatever the fuck his name is hiding, right? And then he bonks him, or no?
No, I mean he's going up to clean, while this guy is doing.
Corporate espionage.
Corporate
espionage.
He's transferring files, to a disk or something, and then he hides when he's like, "Oh, someone's coming in," and it's just the janitor, and the janitor's just doing his janitor thing.
This dude was at a computer. Just say you're working. He doesn't know you're transferring files.
Just say you're working. Yeah. You're at an office building.
Had to come in Saturday because I forgot the thing for the thing. Oh, that's it. No,
You're talking to the janitor, who probably doesn't care.
He doesn't give a shit. He's there to clean.
So he goes and he's like, oh, there's like file transferring on this computer. And then Thomas
Brent
Hayden
Huff
Church
is his name, correct? Brent Huff?
Brent Huff? This
Yeah.
is Brent Huff?
He looks like Thomas Hayden Church is half man, but also half Ambien.
Yeah. He bonks him on the head.
With a duck. And
With
he
a
says,
duck.
Yeah,
And he says-
not a real duck, a wooden duck.
A wooden duck.
Yeah, and he says, should have ducked.
He does.
This movie's good, guys. I don't
This
know what
movie's
you're fucking
great.
talking about.
This movie really, truly, honestly needed them to take the script to someone and just say, can you read this? And the guy would have been like, you need to get rid of 40 pages of nothing.
No, I keep it all in.
Corporate espionage doesn't... why? You don't know what he's doing, why he's doing it. None of it matters.
See, this is the thing. I don't care. I'm glad he did it.
So now we get to the part where I consider it the end of Act 1,
Okay.
where Joan and Sharon are in the kitchen, and we see finally the first real ant attack. We
Yes.
get an ant that crawls out of the drain in the kitchen.
Can we? Yeah.
Let's talk about these ant monsters.
Oh, I didn't want to talk. The ants I don't give a fuck about. You know what? This scene fries my goose really bad. She drops all these. She's getting sugar for her boss's coffee or whatever, right? She had to go down like 9 floors. I don't know. Maybe they're on the same floor. But she gets sugar and she drops it all, and it's a oh drat moment. She starts picking the sugar up to put back. She's like, oh, gotta get it. Like, one of the cubes falls down a drain, and then she's like, shit. And she's like, doesn't she try to get
She
the
tries
sugar
to fish out
of
the
a
sugar.
fucking water drain to put back in her boss's coffee?
She doesn't actually reach down. She like try. She's about to, but then she hears the.
Yeah.
She thinks about it. She goes
Yeah,
to
she
get
does.
the water out of a fucking drain.
The most dedicated assistant I've ever seen.
Yeah, she drops the sugar and she goes, "Oh, not today, not today."
Yeah, because it's not like because
It's
to
like,
me,
why?
if you get sugar out of a drain to put in your coffee, it's because you fucking hate them, and you know what I mean. But this seems like she's like, oh no,
I have to get
I
all
have
that
to
sugar.
get the sugar.
Yeah, like
it's
she's-
amazing. That's so great.
She's really earnest with getting that sugar back.
Fucking
So
drain.
the ant attacks, and the first ant we see
Does it?
is
Yeah.
cute. I think the little the puppet that they have for the ant has a little like beady eyes.
I like the practical ants.
The
they got.
practical ants are pretty cool. I was shocked that there were practical ants.
And then they stopped using practical.
Well, there's like two. There's like 2 or 3 practical ants in this movie.
Well, they're used a few times.
They
but-
are.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? Listen, I've never made a movie before. Would it have been cheaper to just make a couple more of them, or is the CG cheaper?
It's you can't. So the only
It-
time they use the practical ants is when they don't have to move a lot. CG's when they're moving all over the
I
place.
guess, but it looks bad.
Yeah, but
Well, that's
figure
like
it
the
out.
practical ants look good.
They
The
look
practical
better.
ants-
They look better.
Yeah,
So Joan gets a golf club because she's been indoor
Yeah.
golfing.
because you have to come to the office on Saturday to golf. Otherwise, you're not really working.
Yeah,
Don't bother coming in on Sunday.
yeah.
If you're not
and
fucking
she
around
sort
wasting
of
time.
jabs the first ant and pulls out a lot of brain goop,
A lot of red
a
brain
lot
matter.
of red brain matter,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Well, yeah. So Sharon's sitting on the counter as the ants just like licking up the coffee.
Yeah, it's not. You said ant attack. The ant didn't attack anything. He just wanted sugar. It didn't actually attack her.
Well, I mean, it was coming to attack.
It just wanted the sugar. That's all it was doing.
No,
I don't even know why the ants
mean,
are attacking.
I
It's not like
mean-
the other ants were after sugar, biting people's legs off.
Yeah, the
at this
other ants
point
were
you don't.
attacking.
Well, I guess they do.
I just think
kill
it's
them.
it's a
I'm
very calm
just
start
assuming-
to this assault of ants.
They're all calm assaults.
They're all calm because
Because they start freaking out a little later. Their whole issue with the doors is what pisses me off. But we'll get to that. I
so
guess.
they start. They're like, ooh, that was a big ant, and then they're like,
This is one of my favorite.
oh, there's more. Throw the sugar.
Yeah.
And then they throw the sugar to like run away, and
Well,
they're just
but-
like jogging.
Well, but this is
lightly.
this is one of my favorite lines in the thing because Sharon says like it's a big ant or whatever, like, or no, she says ants don't get that big, and then Joan goes, "No one told that one." Fucking amazing.
There's
And
a lot
then,
of-
yeah, they're don't they? They leave. They see that ants are coming from both directions down the hallway towards them.
Yeah.
And then they get back in the room and just stand there and kind of, I don't know, talk about nothing.
Probably.
They have no urgency. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
None of them do ever.
They don't close the door. Close the fucking door. At
Well,
least.
then they go in the stairwell. Is what they do.
They go to the stairwell.
They wait in that room for like 5 minutes with these ants coming in.
And then they throw the sugar, and then
Yes.
they go to the stairwell.
At this point, I believe the power goes out
Why?
because the ants
Why?
cut the power.
Why?
Cut the power, man. They're animals.
Yeah.
Why?
How did they cut the power, man?
Why?
I'm sorry.
How did they get
I'm sorry, Bill Paxton.
Why? Why? Why?
Ants hate electricity. They don't want that shit running.
They don't want people to see. So this movie is
Because they don't see or hear.
This movie is, we need a few set pieces to happen. We need some danger. Cut the power. Sure. Let's go. Let's bring them up to the roof. It's the only way out so that they can have a roof dangling scene.
Yeah.
Like, it's all beats from Die Hard. They call in the outside agency are here to solve the problem, but like, it's got none of the structure of Die Hard. It's just like, okay, roof. Okay, power. Okay, outside agencies are coming in. Okay,
There are literally so many ways you can fix like the stupid shit in this.
There's Argyle in the car. Like,
yeah.
Like, why not
Harley
have the
listening to her boombox? Put the radio on.
Why not have?
I know
the,
she doesn't have the keys.
What if the generator wasn't in the basement, and what if the corporate espionage guy knocked the power out to hide his tracks after he almost got found out by the janitor, and then as he's leaving, the building's locked down for some reason, and he can't get out, and he like dies that way? Why does he have to go through this fucking thing? Why do the ants need to do dumb shit? Because the ants don't cut electricity.
Yeah, why are the ants dumb?
Wait, I have a question. I'm jumping ahead a bit, but they cut the power, right?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Because they electrocute a bunch of ants later. Do they put the power back on?
They're trying to go get.
They go to the generator.
They go to
and
the generator
and turn it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
they
remember
electrocute. Well, because the power doesn't even get cut. It's like flickering in and out for a while, and then
Yeah.
the head janitor goes down there to try to fix it after it finally goes out. And hold on, there's a. Oh, I hate this movie. There's a line because the security guard gets a call from Joan, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll try to get it fixed. I know you're working." She's not. And then, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell him that." And then the maintenance guy comes in. He's like, and the security dude's like, "Hey, Joan wants you to fix this." Man, I swear she was in the Navy. Implying that she has like a sailor's mouth. She doesn't fucking curse once in this movie.
It's either that or she's like, she needs like efficiency or something. But it's not really.
She said specifically Navy, which implies sailor to me.
Yeah.
And the only thing. And
I
then
don't know.
the next
Yeah,
scene.
If they said, oh, she must have been a drill sergeant, that line makes sense. But she must have been in the Navy.
I just want to. This is the encapsulation of the movie to me. It sets up that it has a potty mouth by that line, to me at least. That's the way I read it. And then the next scene, the power goes out finally, and she goes, "Oh, for crying out loud," to herself.
That's so good.
Like,
for crying out loud.
If this was direct to DVD, you don't have to. Why can't it just be rated R?
No.
They could curse. Whatever. Anyway.
No. My favorite shot of the movie. I do want to describe this.
Okay.
Ants chasing Joan down, Joan and Sharon down the stairwell. Bad green lighting.
Isn't this the bad red lighting part?
Oh, yeah, this is bad red lighting.
Yeah, better red. Red's better than green on film, so.
Yeah.
I guess a key light.
They're coming down the stairs. They're like, oh, they're gaining on us.
Oh, I know.
And Joan goes, okay. And she underhand, like, javelin chucks the golf club.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, right onto the wall. Not hitting anything.
There's like two big ants in frame, and it misses by like 3
feet. She just
3
throws
feet.
it so far left of all of the ants that just clatters down.
Which is bizarre.
And then they go, and run away.
Yeah,
Which is bizarre
it's
because
great.
later you find out that she is a crack shot with a gun.
Yeah.
You'd think she'd have some ability.
Listen, throwing a golf club and
I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just saying like
busting caps and ants are
you
way
could like
different.
you have to be stable and you have to be able to aim like that would translate somewhat, right? I think
Based on the evidence of this movie, not at all.
Not at all.
If this movie is to base your worldview off of, I have to change my opinion, my like worldview drastically.
Oh, this is my Bible.
Yeah,
Glass trap.
Glass trap.
Maybe
Bible?
that is the glass trap.
This is how I know what morals are, because of the Bible.
More.
Otherwise, I don't know what good is.
Speaking of morals, not at all. Let's go back to the nursery where another crucial plot element comes in.
It keeps cutting back to this nursery.
Which
The
hold on.
USDA.
Can I just
go
really
ahead.
quick? The only thing I was kind of like, that's cool. You did something. Not the only thing, but there was a shot. The plants come in to the building, and it's not remarked upon. They're just, you see the guy wheeling the plants in, and the scene ends into the building, and then it cuts back to the nursery. And my thought was, oh, it did what a normal movie would do.
And
You
like
see
match cut.
Yeah, and that's I'm like cool. That's a cool cut there. So that's one.
It's a competent edit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Anyway.
we go back to the nursery where the USDA agency comes in, led by I believe her name is Liz.
It is.
Sheriff is there, right?
The sheriff is there. They're trying to find
Pointless.
these kids. They find the kids sort of off screen, and then they're like wheeling them in under a blanket. And she's like, "Hey, the USDA is here because we're investigating these missing specimen of plants that were illegally like sold on the black market or something." Prater's like, "Nah, I'm all legal about this."
This is our second movie about illegal things in pots.
In pots.
In literal pots.
In literal pots that is not weed, and also no one ever thought were illegal.
This one was close to weed. It is a plant.
That is
They're
true.
plants.
It's getting closer.
Yes.
We're gonna have a weed movie eventually.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Hopefully.
So she's like, "Hey, we're on the hunt for these missing illegal plants," and he's like, "No, not me." And she's like, "Yeah, but like this is really classified. Like
Classified.
this is like really official stuff. Like the president doesn't even know about."
No, the president doesn't know this task force exists.
Oh God!
This
secret
task,
USDA task force.
this division of the USDA is so secret the president doesn't even know about it. It's a
George
line.
Bush does not know that this
Then
exists.
who does? Who organizes
Corrigan.
this?
Corrigan knows.
Corrigan is beneath her.
The president's just a pawn. There's a whole world above the president of control. Listen, we're all puppets.
That's
president
please.
included.
I don't want to turn it.
She's like, "Oh, I used to be in the FBI," and they're like, "Why aren't you in the FBI?" And then they pull back the blanket to reveal the dead kid, and it's Miguel, who is melted, completely clean.
He's a pink skeleton.
He's a pink skeleton picked clean by these ants. There's goop all over him.
Got more goop.
And she faints immediately. She's like, and he's like, "Oh, I guess that's why she's not in the FBI. She can't handle
What
it."
a well-written female character.
What a great woman.
Yeah, this wasn't good.
So that's that. And then pretty much all we get. We do come back to them later on where we get exposition. So let's just do that exposition now. It's a lot later on in the movie, but we find out that the ants were on a...
No. The plants were on a freight ship
that was exposed to radiation.
Because
plutonium.
Hold on. From Iraq.
Yeah. Yep. George Bush was right, ladies and gentlemen. There were WMDs in Iraq.
And it was these plants.
Unless it's just like non-weapons grade plutonium, like just a
Yeah.
bit. We just had a bit of plutonium that they stole from Iraq.
Somebody stole these things from Iraq, put it in a cargo ship around plants to hide it. The
Irradiated those plants. The plants didn't get. Why didn't the plants grow into
Yeah, why
monster
isn't this a
plants?
plant monster movie? It's an ant monster
I'm
movie.
pretty sure they plants would die.
But still alive.
Yeah. Why isn't this Monster Island on the freight ship? Why isn't that
would
Glass
be
Trap
cool.
Part 2?
That would be pretty.
So
good.
these ants who happened to be on the plants when they were irradiated got superpowers, and they grew to the size of small dogs.
And then shrunk to be transported,
And
and
then
then grew again, and then shrunk.
Yeah.
No, that's not what they tell you.
No, they're just good. Listen, you guys need to read a book on ants. They are the world's stealthiest predator.
And the most aggressive, too.
Yes. Yeah, they don't hunt. They just fucking kill.
Yeah. They fucking kill for pleasure. They're like,
Yeah.
this is what they base Predator off of. It's a little known fact, but the Predator was based off of ants.
It's got mandibles.
Yeah.
So really, like, we're at the point in the movie where nothing happens. So all the people in the building are being terrorized by ants at this point. Thomas Hayden Burp is in trapped in an elevator shaft, and he's gotten bit by one of the ants.
One of the ants got him on the leg.
Got him in the leg. So he's in an elevator shaft. He eventually gets rescued by Curtis.
Yeah, C. Thomas Howell.
They're climbing up the elevator shaft to get to the roof.
Yeah, their plan is to get to the
Their plan
fucking
is to
roof.
get to the roof.
Because...
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Yes, they specify their theory.
I've been thinking about this. I think that's the line.
Yeah, they're ants. So what are ants going to do? They're going to try to make an ant hill.
An ant farm.
An ant farm.
I think they say ant farm.
Yeah,
he
says ant farm. So if you go to the, ants never go to the surface. You might as well go to the highest point. And
These
then
aren't alien ants.
the woman goes, and like an ant hill. There is no evidence to suggest these ants are doing anything whatsoever except wandering these halls, looking for sugar and killing people.
Yeah.
That is all they're doing because
Yeah.
they're probably confused because they're suddenly giant, they're suddenly aggressive, and there's no dirt anywhere.
Yeah.
So why would they be making a down thing?
Yeah. On an up thing?
On an up thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so they say, let's go to the roof because we can flag a helicopter because it's LA or whatever. So they meet fucking
all right.
Sandman in the fucking goddamn
They meet
elevator.
Sandman in the elevator. And they're trying to not repel, but they're trying to like shimmy over to.
Wait, is the girl? Do we have to go talk about the security guard and the girl? Isn't she on the roof or no?
Oh,
Doesn't she get to the roof?
yeah,
No,
she
no,
gets
no,
to
no,
the roof.
No, the girl downstairs. The security guard goes looking for the maintenance dude who is dead.
Uncle Hank couldn't box his way out. They literally say, see Thomas Howell literally says, Uncle Hank is fine. He used to be a boxer. I think he can handle a few ants. No, he can't. He's dead immediately. But also, boy, would I rather see an old man punching the shit out of a bunch of ants for 2 hours. How much better of a movie is that?
So he
goes down, keep entering his ring, which is the engineering room, and just, oh god.
He goes down to look for the maintenance dude and does not find him, but finds ants instead, and goes to run away to hide when he comes across the car where Carly's hiding for some reason. Like, I don't know why, because she doesn't seem to know there's ants at this point.
Well, she
does, doesn't she?
Does she?
I don't think she knows that there's ants, but she also has nothing else to do. She's just waiting for her dad to get back.
Which she's probably waiting for like an hour at this point.
Yeah, but I would just sit in the car, listen to the boombox.
Yes. And then so the security guard's like, "Hey, let me in," and then she lets him in. And then there's ants on the car. And
this is my
thing. Ants are weak to
vibration.
Hold on. Well, hold on. I got one thing I got here. If you're, I just have a listen. If you're writing a movie about monsters and your movie monsters are completely stopped dead in their tracks by you just getting in a car, maybe just rethink your monsters. Maybe they suck. They are safe within this car, right? Like,
they are absolutely safe.
If they literally say, like, oh, they can't get in, your monster sucks, so make a new one. Have them break. Ants can lift 50 times their weight anyway.
They should be able to
real
flip that
nature
car.
ants should be able to. If you bump them up that big, they're going to tear that car to shreds.
Yeah.
These ants suck. People kill these ants like they're nothing.
Like they're made of
literally,
styrofoam.
Sharon at the end of the movie picks one up, throws it 40 feet away, and it dies against a wall. These ants suck.
So your fucking vibration comment. So this is how they set that up.
Bad vibrations.
Not your
They
comment.
don't use They talk about bad vibrations,
And then they don't.
Come
Yes,
on.
that's literally every
Come
time you
on.
see this movie, you're like, they're gonna play with it, but they don't. They play a stupid bullshit nonsense. Yeah, and we better. So, although if they did not use this bad song, this doesn't work into my theory as why they actually run away, because it don't seem the only thing that makes sense. So they honk the horn and say, "Get off the car!" And they don't get off the car. And the fucking daughter says, "Ants don't hear."
Yep.
They see via vibrations. Why don't we play some music? Why does one honk's vibrations not work, but music vibration works? Why is sound vibration different per thing?
Oh God, I didn't even put that together.
They're both sounds. Why one of them? They're both sharp, annoying, like noises.
Yeah,
Hold on.
vibrations.
What? Who cares? Keep going.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, she's just playing the music, and
It
it's
is
bad.
bad music.
It's bad music. My only theory how this could fit into the real world is the ants were running away from how bad the music was. That's it. Because
They can hear.
They can hear.
Yeah, she's way fucking wrong.
Yeah, she's like, you better run. I can turn this up as loud as I want. It's like, no, you can't. There's a max volume.
I'm assuming someone watched I'm assuming someone watched Mars Attacks recently.
One more thing. I'm really sorry.
Why didn't the ants' head start blowing up at the music? That would have been cool.
The
More
one
goop.
More goop.
Goop grade would have gone up if that movie had ant heads blowing up.
Dude, this goop grade is... I don't want to give my score, but it's not high.
What do we do out of 5?
We do it out of
I think it's higher than Infection was. I think it's the highest so far.
No, I think
No?
Infection had
better, even if it had less goop.
I
if
guess
it had
that
less
is
goop,
true.
It had better.
I guess that is true. Anyway, the one other thing I wanted to mention, and like I feel bad because maybe they just couldn't get around this, but the ants are like they're in a lot of scenes, but if they're not the focus of the shot, they're not in the shot.
Yeah,
and the filmmakers here don't seem to understand how to set up a monster that you can't see because of budgetary reasons, but still make it tense. Because it's like when they're getting chased by ants, and then it cuts to a wide shot of nothing in the wide shot. The ants aren't there.
Yeah,
and then it cuts, and then it cuts to a close up, and then it cuts to wide again, and there's suddenly ants everywhere. Like they just forgot to put the ants in the background. And
there was an Evil Dead shot at one point,
which is cool. Like that's how you do it. They get in the car, and the ants coming up to the car. That's how you make it look cool without showing your monster. But they only do that once, and then every other time it's like, where are the ants? Like legitimately, I'm watching this confused as to what this scene is trying to tell me.
Because there's no ants.
Because there's no ants in the scene, and the scene before this, the shot before this seemed to indicate ants were around, and it's just like ants.
Hey man.
All right.
We should have just talked about Ant-Man.
Yeah. So, let's get to the final act, I think.
This is when the movie kicks it into high fucking
When they introduce this next character, when Corrigan arrives on the scene, a man who looks like Harvey Keitel was... No, a man who looks like Dolph Lundgren was stuffed inside Harvey Keitel.
He was Dolph Lundgren's wearing Harvey Keitel like a Halloween mask.
That was stretchy.
What?
The worn leather version of Val Kilmer.
Should we just go through all the
Yeah,
dunks?
can we do some of these?
I literally alright, when I was taking notes for this, I kind of paused to just dunk for a bit on this
You did not pause.
Huh?
You didn't pause the movie.
No, the rest of the movie I was going on.
You're like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, so out steps the used leather version. He's like the sandpaper that you find at the bottom of the drawer, Val Kilmer. Yeah, so he looks like Harvey Keitel in a bottle of spray tan copulated. I really think this dude just goes into surf shops and walks around, never buys anything, and then never tries to learn how to surf.
He just takes the spray tan and just puts it on and leaves.
Yeah.
Chop lip spray tan.
He looks like every hangover that Val Kilmer has ever had is happening to him all at once. And he steps out of that car and has to act. I swear this dude was the Quado version of Val Kilmer. Watch Total Recall. Yeah, he looks like Harvey Keitel and took a butter bath and then just rolled around in the dirt. I had an image of this man standing at like a family party, right? Uh-huh. He's got a Hawaiian shirt on. First, like 4 buttons unbuttoned. I don't know if he has chest hair or not, but he wants to.
He doesn't have chest hair.
But he wants to. And I just see him prattling on to his work buddies about how good Hawaiian pizza is, and no one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck. I just think he likes Hawaiian pizza and goes out there and tries to sing its praises. He's got that kind of face. I imagine this guy goes home and just dunks himself in olive oil for a bath like every 2 to 3 weeks. He's full olive oil submersion therapy. I just think this guy, he looks like he likes golf.
Yeah, that's the one that I would pin him as.
I wish he could have met Joan. They would have got along.
Yeah. He looks like, this dude looks like Val Kilmer's having an extreme allergic reaction to something. He's my favorite part of the movie, hands down.
So he shows up, and he is an agent of the USDA, and he's here to just fucking gas this place.
Yeah, he's like the SWAT. This is the
like
SWAT.
Fucking Saigon! Yeah. Like, he comes in like the dudes from Die Hard.
He's both Johnsons rolled into
both
one.
Johnsons.
Show me some ass.
I was in high school, dickhead.
Yeah. He rolls up with like a SWAT team.
Yeah, the USDA,
Army.
The president doesn't know about him.
Yeah, the president. Clearly. He is off.
The president.
You let this guy. He doesn't. You let him handle the situation. You don't want any paperwork afterwards. Maximum casualties, USDA.
I mean, that's his fucking...
Yeah, they don't put up any notices on this board of, like, okay, we're going to be gassing this place for, like, some sort of, like, virus or any, like, I don't know, there's, like, an infection of some sort of extermination thing that we need to do.
He is told there are people in the building, and he goes, so what?
Lights up another cigar. He goes through like 80 cigars in this movie.
Every scene, he's lighting up a
literally every time he puts a new fucking cigar in his
Is it every shot he's like lighting a new cigar?
I
That
don't
would be
know, but
amazing,
that would be
right?
good, yeah.
Our version of this movie is so much better.
So he's like, okay, we're gonna put all the... What is the gas?
Doesn't he DDT?
It's
He says
DDT.
he's got enough DDT to level a block or something?
No,
like
he
a-
says, I have enough DDT to flatten Texas.
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure Texas is already kind of...
And DDT doesn't do anything!
Yeah, it poof, 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 and then a little bit of smoke comes out.
It's gas!
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was going to blow the building up. I thought DDT was
Yeah,
explosive.
I thought it was gonna explode.
We're jumping way ahead. He literally, like, takes a shot and says...
To absolute termination.
And then lights a cigar, and then the timer goes off.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just...
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few, there's just, they wheel in these barrels. Everyone's wearing fucking gas masks except
They
like
don't
two.
seal this building.
No.
The door opens and all the gas leaks out and then he just walks into it. There's like one ant that comes out. He's like, well,
immune.
I gotta...
That's why
He's immune, he huffs DDT.
That's
yeah.
why he's the expert. They're like, we're calling in an expert, and then it cuts to him.
Yeah.
That's why he's the expert.
He's
'cause
like,
he's helped so much GDT in his time in college.
Yeah, he's like
immune to it.
he's like Dennis Hopper from
Yeah.
Blue Velvet. And
Yeah.
He just has DDT on his belt. And... Mommy!
Spray tan!
So,
Holy shit, he's my favorite. He is hands down favorite character of the year.
okay, I just want to really quick.
Corrigan!
We can get to more Corrigan. The other people,
Yeah, what's the rest of the cast doing?
they go
now
up.
that
They
we
go.
love Corrigan?
They go up the elevator shaft. So now it's
I want a Corrigan fan podcast. That's what I fucking want.
I want-
just a Corrigan appreciation show.
We
You
got
know
a
how- I
microphone.
mean, we
and
can do it.
Mouths.
You know how, like, there's, what's some characters who, like, are portrayed by the same guy who shows up in different movies and stuff, but aren't really all that connected? Like, that's, like,
Yeah,
a thing.
That's one of those characters. Is the reason why Infinity War takes place in the same universe as Cheers.
yeah,
Yeah.
like something like that.
I got
Yeah,
It's just like the guy shows up.
Look that up. It's real.
Yeah. There's like a character actor who shows up to be in
Ghostbusters
nameless...
are in Casper. Casper the
yeah.
Friendly Ghost. The Ghostbusters say "fuck this."
Is that real?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah.
I need to watch Casper again.
Sure.
The movie?
No,
No,
the-
there's a show.
The fucking song. Yeah, the movie.
There's a show, isn't there?
there's a cartoon.
Yeah.
From before Ghostbusters existed.
I don't fucking know when the show
It's
came
from
out.
the movie. Dan
Okay.
Aykroyd has a line. I think he's the only one in it, right?
Does he say? I'm guessing he doesn't say "fuck this."
No.
That would be amazing.
No,
It's
the
rated
movie's-
PG-13.
the
and no
movie's
one
not
fuck.
that good.
Let Casper say "fuck."
Wow. Hashtag Casper fucks.
Corrigan fan podcast is what we're going on. Corrigan, he'll come back. Corrigan will return.
God, okay. So the other cast: the janitor Sharon, the boss Joan, and
Photographers.
no. Hold on.
Oh, he's still doing it.
and the elevator man, Sandman, Thomas Hayden, whatever.
Thomas Hayden Blah.
The espionage asshole.
I had another one written somewhere.
They go up the elevator shaft to a vent, which he never mentions a vent. He seems like he knows how to get to the roof via the elevator shaft anyway, but then sees a vent and says, let's take the vent instead. That's my impression of it. Anyway, they go through the
You
vent.
take the vent.
They take the vent.
You always take the vent.
Yeah, they want to be diehard. They take the vent. Ants. They get to the roof. They're calling for the photographer. He's shitty. Ants attack. Joan shoots
Come
him
out
a
to the
couple times.
coast. We'll get together. Squash a few ants.
What? Is that a line?
It's Die
Have you
Hard.
not seen Die Hard?
It's been a while.
Sweet Moses.
Okay.
Squash
Anyway,
a few ants.
They get to the roof. They get attacked. Joan holds him off while everyone else gets onto the roof. She dies. Sadly, because I think if she made it to the bottom and saw Corrigan, I think they would have fucked. I think her and Corrigan.
Yeah, that's right. She does die.
Yeah, I
Who?
think.
Wait, who died?
Joan.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
totally forgot
Yeah,
that she did.
in the
Because
van.
while I was watching the movie, I was like, where the fuck is Joan? And then I was like, oh, right, she had died like 20 minutes
Yeah.
earlier.
If she listen, am I wrong in that? If she and Corrigan met, they would have boned.
They would have boned.
They would have instantly, like, not even waited to leave. They would have done it right there.
You get two alpha predators in a room, they're gonna fuck down.
Or kill each other.
I have so many like swap names for all these people. I just want to say, because I don't know how much time we're going to get to talk about these characters anymore, Thomas Hayden Jerk and C. Tom Howe.
Yeah.
Just like, how? How?
They make it under the roof.
That's it.
The photographer's fucking Italian. But whatever. The models are screaming. They decide to zip line to the next building over because they can't get down somehow. I don't know how they do it because it's a telephone wire, but those aren't that strong, I don't think. To zip line? Whatever.
Yeah, they are. Did you watch the movie? They did it fine.
They did it just fine.
Anyway, they zip line over.
Tensile strength of a telephone wire is as powerful as the script needs it to be. I don't know why you didn't know that.
Yeah, I almost said Schrodinger's telephone wire. But that's not what that is at all. It's stupid.
Telephone wire.
It's there or not there.
It
Whatever.
is there.
Fuck me. They zip line across except for janitor and photographer because espionage man decides, no, I'm going to reveal that I'm a bad guy at this moment.
Yeah, I'm going to become a gun guy.
And go across myself. He gets stuck halfway over, and then an ant comes out, guns towards the wire, goes on the wire, gets him, he shoots himself off of the thing.
He shoots the wire trying to shoot the ant and then just falls
down and looks like he cut his face, but is dead. And he should be exploded.
He falls like 10 stories, right?
Yeah, and then he just kind of... he looks like he bonked his head on a thing.
So he becomes the bad guy, and for no reason, I don't know why he does it, because he's like, oh, I'm going to cut the wire so that C. Thomas Howell can't come over across, but like...
Why?
Why?
No one knew he was a bad guy. He could have just escaped.
Again, could have just gone with the flow and not tried to be an idiot.
Crime.
Yeah.
No one was there that knew him. Nothing that he was doing looked suspicious.
I think the espionage subplot was literally only set up so they could have some reason why photographer and janitor couldn't get across. Literally. They needed some reason why that would be cut, and they said, we need a bad guy here. Let's do this dude. Why is he a bad guy? Corporate espionage.
Yeah.
Because they needed another obstacle beside ants.
So everyone else gets down to the floor. I forget how janitor and photographer get down. Honestly, I have no idea.
They just go.
Yeah, I think
they just run.
They just leave the way they should have gone 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, they just go downstairs at that point.
Yeah, and then they meet up.
Is it like they're outside and they meet everyone and then...
So this is where everyone comes together. Because at this point, Sheriff, who's pointless, and FBI agent who faints and is the best woman character ever written in media, obviously, they come and join. Now, everyone's here. But
except for security guy got eaten, right? He got eaten by ants.
I think he's getting eaten at this point because he's still with daughter,
I don't know.
and they like
he's still with daughter.
Yeah, so they have to Carly, right? So then he gets eaten. They're down in the basement still in the carport, and now she's trapped in there. And they know this because she calls her dad's cell phone. He's dead on the ground. Listen, this is so fucking bonkers. She calls her dad's phone, and Sharon answers, and Carly goes, "Help." That's the first, hello? Help. It's like, who are you? What do you need? Wait, where's my dad? It's like, she doesn't say, hey, Dad, I need your help. She goes, help, when a woman answers the phone.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyway, so
she paid a lot more fucking attention to this movie than I did.
I've seen it 3 times now.
How does it feel?
Bad.
How does it feel, Roxy?
My mind is engorged with useless knowledge that I need to expel.
That's how it is with me when I watch these movies all the time. I'm like, oh, I've picked up a lot of connective tissues that just don't really...
And then we're like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But now I'm the one. So anyway, so they all know that she's in there now. And they're like, hey, we need to fucking rescue her. And Corrigan's like, I don't give a shit. We can't let these ants get out. Ants. It's like, why not just guard the fucking door?
Remember, these ants can't get through a car window. They're not threatening.
I forgot about the final reveal of the ants. In the final stand with the ants... they're in the parking garage, and there's the massive pile of creamed corn.
Yeah. They go back in.
They have to go back in to do something.
Well, because they need to find
Carly, right?
They need to find Carly. Because
get
Corrigan won't hold off the gas attack, so they have literally 2 minutes to get in there and rescue Carly. And while they're going through the carport, there is literally a pile of cream corn.
And they're like, "Oh, it's the egg! It's the ants! Eggs!"
We get more puzzle. We get a lot of juicy gargles and
get a big pile of the Garmin Bogia.
Yeah, Garmin Bogia.
The 3 of us are in complete agreement that is literally cream corn.
Yeah, they just comped into it.
It's I don't know. I wonder if it's a miniature shot. I don't know.
It is the best effect in the movie.
I hope it is. but I don't know.
Miniature of
It looks like
Yeah,
cream
well, they have a
corn.
little miniature garage with a car, and then they just slop down.
I don't know
some
how they did it, but
fucking cafeteria, school cafeteria food.
there is no way that
Slop.
there is no way that those eggs were actually as big as the shot made it seem. So that's like, to me, that's like, oh, you actually did something interesting. It kind of looks like eggs, I guess. It
Yeah.
looks like cream corn, but whatever. It's more inventive than you've been this whole movie.
So C. Thomas Howell and Sharon rescue Carly from the parking garage.
Yeah.
They they turn on the power for like a second and shock a lot of the ants.
Yeah, because
Sheriff gets wasted, right?
Sheriff
he
dies.
He gets anted.
while Carly's escaping through the garage door,
While
Sheriff
Carly's-
dies. Sheriff is the most pointless thing in this movie. He doesn't need to be in this.
forgot he was in
You
it.
could cut like 6 characters from this film, and it would be
You
exactly
could cut the photographer. You could cut
the models.
the models.
If
the-
you
and
start
their
listening, if we
friend.
go down this road, there won't be a movie. Because there's not a movie.
You need like literally 4 people.
You could cut one of the 2 kids that died. You could cut Charlie.
Yeah, you could literally, all you need is Joan, Sharon, the janitor, make some people to die.
And Corrigan.
You
just need Corrigan.
Even
really.
even the USDA agent can be in there for exposition. Talk to the fucking person who runs the nursery instead of a sheriff who doesn't need to be in there.
Yeah.
Just consolidate those 2 characters. I have never written a movie before, and I know how to make this movie better.
Whew. Yeah. No, I mean you're not wrong. So they gas the building and they solve the problem.
Literally, yes.
Literally, at some point where you're like, okay, something else is gonna go wrong.
We have a shoe in the air waiting to drop, right?
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
There's not. That's it. They kill the ants.
Total termination.
Total termination. He
So
wasn't
they're
lying.
like, okay, yeah, we have this whole setup. We're gonna gas these ants. You just gotta get out of the building before we do it. So they do. And then they gas the ants, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the USDA agent Liz comes out and says, "Oh, the crisis is over, right? I'm your superior again," to Corrigan, who earlier said, "Hey, I'm your superior in a crisis situation, so fuck you." And then he goes, "Yeah, I guess so," and she slaps him. And that's the only reprimanding he gets for attempting to murder like 6 people.
Listen, USDA don't fuck around.
The door opens with the gas attack.
Yeah.
And then an ant comes out and he goes, "There's always one," or something like that.
Yeah. Can we hold on.
So that's Glass Trap.
No, hold on.
on.
Can we talk about the way Corrigan stands? The stance he takes. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He's standing next to an open door. So he's standing next to his car, door open. He's trying. His one leg is perched upon the armrest in the door.
Yeah.
Standing there smoking a cigar. The coolest motherfucker.
His
on
other
the
leg is
planet.
on the ground, and his other
Yeah.
and his other foot is on the car rest of this truck, right?
Yeah.
That must hurt.
Like the armrest of a truck. So
Yeah.
like he's really hiking up his
Yeah.
leg.
And
And
then
then like
kinda-
the door.
Yeah, and then he
Yeah.
kind of feels up the kid a little
Well,
bit.
no,
which
because
is
she
weird.
runs out and she's like, blah blah blah, whatever.
He's just
she
like,
says.
don't blow up the building, and he goes, shut up, and he just like
He just
The
reaches
way
his arm out and,
he
like,
reaches his arm
slams
out
her.
and like pushes her out of his way, but where his
And
hand
holds her-
lands
yeah.
is
Yeah, and he
Uncomfortable.
he holds her
Yeah.
there for like a couple seconds while the shot lingers, and she just kind of goes from like being concerned about the building to just being kind of confused about everything.
Corrigan's the best, is what I'm saying.
I hate him, but I love him. I want him to
everything.
come back in another movie.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see Martin Cove again
In Once Upon a Time
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Wrong movie.
Yeah, so the movie's over then, right?
That's it. That's the end of the
They
movie.
Sharon and janitor
Hey, they're gonna
Curtis, they
Yeah,
kiss a little bit.
They kiss. They're gonna go on a date.
He goes, "Ha! I guess we're gonna have to answer a lot of questions, huh? Our bosses are both dead. That was my uncle." Haha.
Oh, that is true.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
What?
I mean, like that.
I believe you, I just don't remember.
That was his uncle?
No, that just, he said that.
Oh, he doesn't say that. He says, "Oh, we're gonna have to answer a lot of questions."
Oh, okay.
The next part was me saying, "Ha ha ha!" They're making fun of the fact, like they don't care that people are dead.
Yeah.
Is the movie doesn't?
Yeah,
care.
the movie doesn't like. No one really seems to care about anything.
It's-
It's very blasé.
It just ends.
It's-
like
yeah, I mean,
and you think
it's-
not even a review. Like you set up the eggs. Why don't like a shot of the
Sequel
eggs
bait.
hatching? But they don't.
Oh yeah, they don't.
They don't. It just blows up.
Well, they were unhatched eggs, right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't ever like give you the impression that they weren't destroyed with the gas. Like there's no
I
like.
think the gas got him. I think this is just like the
No, I
most...
know.
Open and shut.
I'm just saying, I think,
Yeah.
this is the easiest crisis ever
Just
in
gas it.
human history.
I think we're just post credits society. We're just like, where's the
Yeah,
drop?
where's
Because
the
like
drop?
Yeah,
it's
that's
so much like because they walk away and he like looks up at the building or something, and then the movie ends. Well, because the movie ends by him looking up at the building, and then it cuts to an office, and you see him coming up behind a desk. And it just turns out it's the credits freeze framing.
Yeah.
And it's
yes, that's right.
And I think the first time we watched it, we were like, "What's going on?" Oh, it's the
right,
freeze frame
the
credits.
The credits just show clips from the movie.
The entire cast.
The whole cast gets a freeze frame.
Every single person. What? That's not how movies
Can't
work.
leave any of them out. No, that's how Predator ends.
The models, fucking integral.
The models get the same shot of their, like, the clips that they use is the same shot of them sliding over the zip line.
So the only reason they're in the movie is so they can go over the zip line and can look up at their ass.
You can see a bit of a butt cheek.
That is the only reason they're in the movie. So you
both
get
of
that
their-
shot up their fucking thonged ass as they slide down a roll. Right? That's it.
That's the only reason that they needed to be there.
And that's their cast.
Yeah.
Fucking card. Yeah.
If we ever have a Patreon, I think that one of the tiers should be our rewritten script for Glass Trap.
Shit.
Because I feel like this is the easiest thing to rewrite and make good.
There's been movies. We've seen the movies so far. I think most of them are probably like begging for a rewrite.
I feel like this is just like
but this one's pretty.
It's so obvious what you have to do in certain cases. You just have to rejigger it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like literally, like you could keep all the elements in there. Just get rid of a couple things and just make it more interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Why isn't the espionage plot part of the fucking covert mission to steal plutonium and plants?
We don't got time for that.
But you have time to set up that he's a corporate espionage.
Don't have time.
It's still 90 minutes long. Like, all of these movies
Do
have been
not
90
have time.
minutes long.
Do not have time.
How else would you have the ass slide?
Yeah, we need to fit the ass slide in there.
We need that 2-minute sequence of him just photographing bad photographs, by the way, of the models. What are you going to replace with that? Story? Fuck out.
Plot?
Get out of
Character building?
Get out of my
Well-written
office.
female characters?
Well-written female characters? We don't have time for that.
Yeah, this is
We
fucking...
don't know who...
2,000...
We don't know women.
This is 2005, male written and directed movies.
I loved this movie.
What do you give it what's the goo grade? What's your goo grade? Out of five potted plant... No, we did that on...
Out of 5 vials of Vaseline.
Out of 5... No. Out of 5...
Ant farms?
Out of 5 barrels of DDT, what do you give...
The movie? Or the goo? What?
The goo. Oh, wait, no, the movie... I forget what we...
Listen, so far...
Out of 5 stars, your goo grade.
What did I give Infection? 3.5?
I gave Infection
2.5.
3.
You give it 2.5. You knocked it down.
You said I wrote 3.
You said, 2.5.
Okay.
I remember, I listened to it today.
Okay.
We can check the tapes.
Check the tapes.
Marty? That's our intern, right?
Yeah. Marty, what did I say? 2.5? Okay. Yeah, so I gave it 2.5.
Well,
I gave this one, if you want my input, I gave this one 1.5.
Ooh. I think 2? I don't know. There's a good amount
with
of it.
like a 2.
It's integral to the plot. They find the USDA people find out it's ants.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, goo grade to me is independent of anything other than the goo. I give it like a 2.
There was goo present, but it wasn't fun goo.
I had fun with the goo.
The goo. There was goo on the melted skeletons.
Yeah,
I give it like a 2.5. I give it 2.75.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna stick with 2.
I like it.
Anyone have a favorite scene in this movie?
Mine is definitely when she throws the golf club up the stairs. It's the best. Scene, like overall, not really.
Yeah, no, I think mine is when Joan comes into the room looking for her and she's sitting on the counter as the ant's like an inch away and she kills it. That's my favorite scene.
I think I don't know the we didn't really talk about this. The scene where they're blowing the building up with gas, I think is my favorite because the way that they told the actors to play this was make it act like the building's going to explode.
They shot it like the building is going to explode.
Yeah, like
actually,
it's looking up like, at their faces with the building in the background. Like you're going to see a big explosion as he's lighting a cigar, but it just.
Strike my previous favorite scene from the record. It is anytime Corrigan is on screen.
That's
it
what
is
I
my
figured.
favorite part of the movie. Corrigan is iconic.
A bag of leather.
Yes.
That you left out and became.
He's a bag of. He's like a bag of. He's like sawdust. The human. He feels like something. He feels like an orange you left out in the sun for like a week.
Yeah.
And then you put a headset on it and told it to act. He's my favorite. I can't get enough of Corrigan.
Yeah,
It's like if Oogie Boogie fell down a chimney.
Think if Oogie Boogie's covered in soot.
Yeah.
and was going to Halloween as Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, I was going Halloween as Dolph Lundgren.
If Oogie Boogie went into a spray tan salon and just got the full works.
If only he had his accent.
Yeah. So, this movie, what do we give it out of...
Can I abstain?
Out of DDT barrels.
Now I give it like a 6.
Okay, we're out of 10, right?
Yeah, on the movie grade, we go out of 10.
You have to stop confusing me,
And
because
then
I
the
was
goo
so...
grade is out of 5.
We're going to release a flowchart and a whole statistic book for you to keep track of our grading systems.
So my grading system, my personal 1 to 10 scale is 5 is good.
Yeah.
And I like it.
As it should be.
So anything above that is like more increasingly favorite.
You don't rate it like video games?
No, I don't.
7.7 is bad and it needs to go in the fire?
No. 5 is like a competent, well-made movie. I like it. It's fine. So this movie is like a 2.
It depends on your person. Like, I just had a lot of fun with this movie.
So did I. I just
Yeah,
think it's not a good movie.
Personally, like, I like to rate movies or just, like, how much do I want to rewatch them and how much do I have fun watching them, I think is 2 big things of mine. I would probably watch this again with friends, everyone getting...
Yeah, when we do a Binder rewatch.
A little tipsy.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, when we do our sequel podcast, when we watch
Binder 2 again.
Yeah, it's just the same things
But
again.
we just watch the movies
but
backwards.
We're older. Oh.
Did you see that there's a tweet of, it's, firemen in reverse are evil? It's this ladder of firemen taking kids and throwing them into a burning building?
That's us. That's us.
It's my favorite thing I've seen.
That's the Binder 2, baby.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I would give it a... probably like a 3, maybe.
All right.
3?
Yeah,
Okay.
2.5. I'm gonna say
3 barrels of DDT out of 10?
2.5. They cut the 1 barrel in half.
Okay.
That's how you do that, right?
Yeah,
With
that's
gas.
the...
The gas stays in the halves, right?
Yeah, it would just be like floating just above it.
And you can't...
Yeah, it's hard for me to say. This movie's anywhere from a 4 to a 6, I think, depending on who's around, how I'm feeling.
Okay.
It's fun and bad. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
But boy, it's kind of fun.
It came from a basement first. This movie is actually available online.
You can watch this one with us.
I believe you can rent it on Amazon for like $2.99. I think. I could be wrong.
That's a steep climb for this fucking thing.
I think if this is not correct, this will be in the show notes, and I will make sure you fine folk know that you cannot buy this movie.
And you can definitely watch it and write about it to us.
Please.
Send us some feedback, any questions, comments, or concerns at itcamefromabasement@gmail.com.
Please, for the love of God, send us Corrigan fanfiction.
Yes. I'm going to say...
Only for Corrigan.
Only send us
Yeah.
Corrigan fanfiction, and we'll read it every week on the show.
The Corrigan's Corner.
Holy
If we ever get any Corrigan fan... Oh, God.
They're all written by Matt Cove, is that his name?
Martin Cove?
Martin Cove? It's all Martin Cove writing about. It's like, that's my favorite character I've ever
Martin,
played.
seriously, come on the show.
Come on the show. I mean, you talk about your upcoming...
I mean, we might have dunked on you a bit hard, but it's out of love. It's out of love. We
Come
love
on the
you.
show. You want to talk about Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Give us the dirty deets on that.
You can follow us on Twitter at BasementCast. You can come and visit us at our website, itcamefromabasement.com. .com.
Our Twitter account has at BasementCast has our personal Twitters.
Yeah, you can follow us.
Yeah, if you want.
If you so desire.
I don't know why you would.
Memes and Star Wars.
Yeah.
And trans things.
Yeah.
That's me.
Is there...
Also Homestuck, too.
Yeah, you would probably be doing
a lot of
Homestuck stuff.
Sorry. A lot of Homestuck.
I don't know. I just post trash.
Well,
that's it, right?
Yeah.
What is the next episode in the binder?
We have it. It's a
Hold on.
It's a French movie.
It's a French movie called The Flowers.
The Flower of Evil
by France's master of suspense.
Francis Master of suspense.
No.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure, watching this movie on The Binder. It came from a basement. Bye. Bye, friends.
Bye.
That's it.
Nappy.